What's Happening Hoke show is filmed before a live audience and is brought to you by Rockfish Motor Speedway, the Rock of Hoke, nunboys.com, and GPS Photography and Video, gpsphotoandvideo.com. What's Happening Hoke? We're back. What's Happening Hoke show is brought to you by the Rockfish of Hoke, Rockfish Motor Speedway. And one news story I did want to touch on that almost slipped through me. Yesterday, Wednesday, bus accident. Bus number 84. Out here on 401. No kids were injured. No one was injured, which was a good thing. But apparently she turned around in front of the bus. The bus swerved to try to miss the hitter and clipped the back bumper. But follow up on that, no injuries. Driver was cited. Legal turnaround right there where they're doing all the construction, almost all the way down to near Lindsay Road with the new paint lines. That story, of course, got it live, was able to talk to Coach Parrish, who's also the transportation chief for Hoke County. So kids were good to go, but watch the school buses, man. Let them get to where they need to be. And be cautious. Watch the speed limit in that area, because as you coming up there by Club Pine, hey, 35 means 35, school zone. Rock of Hope, Rockfish Motor Speedway, Larry Long has joined us. And shout out to
the legend Larry Long.
Tim Nye. Tim Nye, who welcomed his daughter last night. Tim and Darcy Nye welcomed the baby girl, Kenna Grace. So congratulations to Tim Nye. Lots of babies being born in the Rock.
Boy, what's going on?
Matt Jones, that's what happens when we don't race, Earl. No, I'm just kidding, but congratulations to Tim Nye and of course Matt Jones as well. 80% chance of rain, Larry. Is it gonna happen?
Well, I'll put it this way. We're gonna get up Saturday morning and we're gonna look at it.
Right.
And that's the best way I can put it.
You're going to look at it Saturday morning.
Yeah, Bill Dover will make a decision, either go or no.
Now, what about calling it early on Friday so people can have some kind of a weekend?
Well, you do that when there's a hurricane coming.
Not when there's a race happening.
Right.
You want the people to show up.
Well,
you're the promoter too. You're the track announcer, but really, truly, you're the promoter.
Well,
and you are trying your best to get people to come out here. Now, you haven't raced in 2 weeks, or maybe what, 3 weeks now?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Feels like last spring, the last race
I think was September 19th.
Oh,
but then you hit the bow on the 26th, and then the rain came, so that was 2 weeks. And here we are, 10 October, waiting to start week 16.
I hope we can race, but there's so many things that goes behind the decision. John Q. Public, he wants to race, but somebody's got to put the bill.
Yes.
I mean, that's the bottom line,
It comes down to the bottom line, and plus the track, getting the track ready.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that they don't see. Earl probably one of them. So when does track preparation start normally on a weekend?
We probably start on Thursday evening.
Okay.
Well, you got to err on the side of safety.
And, there's just so many factors that goes into a race program. You just can't say, well, we're going to race.
This week's race is brought to you by Rockfish Fire Department.
Yeah, we're going to try to.
You're going to do a reverse fundraiser. You're going to give away some money.
Yeah, we're going to take some money up.
Rockfish Fire Department, buddy, they do good work. They also help the guys at the track, so you should come.
We hope they do good work, because if they don't,
somebody's lost their house
or their life. So yes, shout out to the Rockfish Fire Department.
Well, I hope it'll be a good day Saturday. I worked with a lot of promoters over the years. They say, what do you think? I said, I think you need to wait till Saturday morning, unless you get a frog streamer on Friday night, and the track's washed out, and you ain't got no hope. But I mean,
not much you can do with hurricane season either.
No,
So,
once the track, I'll say once you lost the track, it's hard to get it back. I mean, it's just hard to get. You can go out there and work and work and work and work, but
and
the bottom line is, you're beating yourself against the head, really.
Well, I agree. I actually agree with the Saturday morning calling it. We did our church golf tournament 2 weeks ago when that weekend we had solid rain all weekend. Everybody kept saying, cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. We said, no, game time decision. We'll wait till Saturday morning. We waited till Saturday morning. It drizzled a little bit, first 15, 20 minutes. But then after that, it stopped. It was just overcast.
But here's the thing,
We got
if
it
you're
in.
Josh Smith coming from Summerville, South Carolina,
That's
or
a
Tim
different
Knott
story.
coming from Mooresville, North Carolina, yeah, that decision's gonna probably be made on Friday night or
For
Friday
them, yeah,
morning.
for them.
For those guys.
big dogs.
And some of those guys that came, the guy that came from Leesburg, Virginia, I mean, you know, it just is what it is. And unfortunately, a lot of times, those are some of your best drivers.
Yeah,
Not always, but sometimes they're some of your best drivers.
yeah, it's 22.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, when you get to the bottom line.
Now, y'all doing anything for breast cancer awareness?
Possibility we may.
I know Matt Jones in the Bubblicious 14, as he calls it. His car is the closest thing to pink that you'll ever
Right,
see.
right.
So I'll be watching his car. So his car is a designated breast cancer
That'll
awareness
work.
car, number 14, Matt Jones. That's really about it. I mean, the Mod Light race, the next one I saw Duke Layton posted on the 24th. We're going to have
Right.
the next Mod Light race. That'll be the third Mod Light race. First winner was Colton Beasley, and then Hurricane Hank won the second one. Both times, Duke Layton, his car's gone down.
Oh, yeah.
And so hopefully he can keep that rolling, you know, just have to see.
Yeah, that's right. But like I say in racing, you got to have some luck.
You're right. And
You
seeing
ain't
like,
got no luck.
you know who's got all the luck? Got to be Fast Eddie Daniels.
He's rolling.
Legends race, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Maybe a surprise this week.
might be. And you know, every week we hear it's a surprise. Every week I hear we got something for him. You know. And then the other two wins, you know, call it what it will, what it is. Call him a bridesmaid if you want to. Billy Gomez Jr. only won 2 races, but he is dominant because he is right there. I mean, for the longest, like, who else are we going to talk about? Billy Gomez Jr., Fast Eddie Daniels. You know, now you see Michael McDonald and all these guys are coming up because, you know, you can only kick a dog so many times before they bite.
That's right. But, you know, there's a lot of guys who can upset the apple cart. You know?
Oh, yes.
Jonathan Crooms, you know.
Jonathan Crooms,
He
you
could
know.
definitely be one.
8 race
That's
winner
right.
last year.
Yeah.
I talked to him, and he's like, you know, just couldn't get out of some things going on, but definitely one of the favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Legends.
But, I mean, you know, speaking of Gomez, he's a defending champion, you know.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a good year. I mean, he has if you look at the consistency. But
He
as far
has.
as wins, you know.
Yeah, they'll definitely. If there's no Fast Eddie Daniels, last year we didn't know who Fast Eddie Daniels was in the Legends.
They won around.
Wasn't around. And so, boom, that just goes to show you. And next year, who knows?
That's
you may be
right.
like, man, I remember when Fast Eddie Daniels was something, but not this year.
But remember one thing. You don't stay on top all the time.
What
No.
goes around comes around too.
But you just gotta keep winning as much as you can. Go
Oh,
from
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You're right. Goes in cycles. 270s to 600.
They're
For
tight.
long, we had a winner every
They're
different
pretty
winner
tight.
every week.
They're pretty
You
tight.
know, you can talk about the pro card and the mini cards. You
Mini
know,
Pro's pretty tight too.
you saw Levi Brown was dominant for a minute, and then boom, here comes Eric Cardona.
Yeah.
It's
So,
only
I mean-
a 14-point deficit by Cardona under Levi Brown. So that race
Yeah.
series is tight.
And in the 600, the Jones boys are tied. The
Pretty
Jones
close.
brothers share the 600. So it's interesting. And you wonder if Tim Knott gets down here
It's a 2-point difference.
more, you know, he's going to win more than 5 races. But it is what it is.
But you know, it comes down to the bottom line. You make a commitment.
Yes.
You make a commitment to run every week. if
And
you
then the
want to be able to
sponsorship.
run.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much that goes in just to get a win. And you have a flat tire,
Something wrong
blown
with the
brake
motor.
pedal. I mean, you know, it's tough. It's hard to get a win.
It is. But I'd like to say one thing. Earl and the boys who work the track, they do a good job. I mean, they
Shout out to the track officials. They do every
they
week.
put a lot of
I'm
hours.
out there with Earl, and we're jumping out the way of cars and stuff, and they allow me, you know, gave me full access to the track. Love that. But I mean, yeah, they do a lot.
See, people behind the scene don't see what goes on.
Don't always get the credit. They're like the offensive linemen of racing.
That's it. That's
So,
it.
I mean, it just is what it is.
But I want to say one thing about the devastation in South Carolina, off the coast of North Carolina. I hope people remember those folks in their prayers because
Yes.
it could have been us.
Very easily could have been us. I mean, and this comment from the governor was, hey, this is just like Hurricane Dennis in 1999. I was on Fort Jackson as a drill sergeant. Well, actually it came off the trails working on the S1, but we were working as a security hub and bringing family. We had people staying in the barracks,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like soldiers, you know, because they had to be evacuated. So Fort Jackson was an evacuation point. But be safe. Hopefully we won't get too many more storms. Hopefully everybody drives out and be safe, and we just have to go from there.
Y'all
About to
come
head
on
out.
out to the Rock of Hope Saturday.
Rock of Hoke Saturday, 5:30, we'll be getting started on races and qualifying. Gates open at 2. Tonight, JV takes on Richmond County. We'll be traveling there. Hal, what you got?
That's it. Friday night is Hoke Bucks home against Richmond County, and you need to check it out if you can.
Come out to Raz Archery Stadium. I mean, support the kids. Parents love them up. Coaches coach them up. Let's go Bucks. We'll see you next week right here on the What's Happening Hoke Show. I'm Glenn Young for Hal Nunn and Larry Long.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.